The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Are you just getting right in?
I'm just quite
Are we thirsty? I'm thirsty, so I'm going to melt some ice
well,
cream.
ice cream.
Okay. Shall we,
Yeah.
Shall we?
What's that noise?
Ooh.
Ooh la la. That sounds like a fancy, fancy bottle of ice cream you've got there, Alex Casey.
It's Haagen-Dazs.
Welcome along to The Real Pod. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by Alex Casey, a bottle of ice cream and ice cream.
Don't. Alice is a real human too. Come on.
Look, this is your reality TV and real life in New Zealand podcast, and part of this podcast, if you've been with us for a while, you know, is we do the real review. Most often it's food, and most often we say it's delicious even if it's not, because I don't know, our standards are reasonably low.
Do you remember we did the escape room?
That was so
that
good.
was the best day of my
That
life.
was one of the best days
Definitely
of my
one of the
life.
top 5 funniest things I've ever done.
Can we do that for a real pod Christmas party?
Yeah.
The three of us,
Yeah.
and maybe and our partners. Oh, Joel's scared of small spaces and things. He'll be right.
Yeah. It was. Remember Duncan broke the room within 5 minutes and won the game by ripping something off the wall.
That was my favourite.
Good times. I guess we're doing the real review now. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Well, I just thought
Alex
time is against us.
complete inability.
Is it against us?
Well, because ice cream's
No,
going to
because
melt.
the ice cream's melting.
Oh, but sometimes it's good to melt. I reckon leave it.
No, she's
look,
already.
It's like, no, look at your arm. It's all like
My
bulging
arm's
out.
fine. I love it. It's easy. It's not even hard at all. See? I'm smiling.
Grimacing?
That is definitely cutting your finger, like the spoon. These
I like
Kmart
it.
spoons with the
Okay,
harsh
so
edges.
what flavour is this, please?
This is peanut butter crunch Haagen-Dazs.
Okay, this is going to be a real test because I'm not really a fan of like peanut butter flavoured sweets.
Nor am I, but I've already pre-tested this just as, you know,
It's
part of my
make sure it's
regimen.
safe.
very
Make sure it's safe.
I'll have that bit.
See, this is too hard.
You should just do it.
It's melting it's softening quite
See,
quickly,
I told
Duncan.
you, time's
don't
against
fear.
us.
Oh, that's
I have
It's
already eaten this as well.
So this has got nothing to do with the fact that you whenever we have food in the studio, you cannot resist eating it immediately.
No.
Right?
It's so hard.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's easy.
Duncan,
No, you're going into the brittle.
Is
That's
there brittle
why.
in there? I'm eating it. This is terrible audio. I'm sorry, everybody.
You've hit the treasure. You've hit
So
the
this is
treasure
like,
chest.
is there brittle, peanut brittle?
This is
Yeah.
Alex. You did this wrong.
I mean, it's yummy.
I
It's
find
so
it very
yummy.
tasty.
Holy smokes. Have you had some of this, Alice? Yeah.
Do you want some more? Okay.
You might have seen this around Vianney's Instagram.
I haven't seen it.
She's on the Haagen-Dazs train,
Oh,
which
really
I
good.
am on now as well.
And that's the end of the podcast because
Oh my god!
we just
Shut up! I've got to make a nice cupful.
Just to describe this visual, Duncan has squeezed the ice cream out of the tub, akin to like a
Yes.
giant chapstick.
Yes.
And it looks horrible now.
Yes.
Should we talk about the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
What show? Oh,
Oh, that podcast.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. The ice cream podcast. Wow, this is so bad. I mean, every week I think it can't get
it's, I
worse.
like, it's disruptive. I like doing the real review first.
It's really messing up like my proper sponsorship plugs and everything.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you so much, Nando's.
Oh, yeah.
Incidentally, Nando's this week are going to be at Queen's Wharf in Auckland this weekend, Friday and Saturday actually.
Is the restaurant?
The roaming roast is going to be serving peri peri chicken in return for that's in exchange
Mm-hmm.
for a gold coin donation or a can of non-perishable food. with all proceeds and cans going to the Auckland City Mission.
That's a
They've got like a long-standing relationship with the City Mission, and at the end of the day, they give the leftover chicken and stuff to the City Mission. From
That
Queen
was what
Street.
they did as well after our big judging fiesta. 24 whole chooks,
Man,
untouched. We were just judging them for visual.
can you just pop into the City Mission? Like, can
It's
anyone
not.
just?
It's frowned upon.
Okay. I mean, I'm not.
I mean,
I'm asking for a friend,
Yeah.
not for me.
a friend in need.
Definitely a friend in need. So if you're around Queen's Wharf, or if you want to be around Queen's Wharf, make sure you've got a gold coin or a can of beans in your pocket and get some
there.
chicken.
Probably got a lovely weekend of weather coming up as well.
I don't know.
Do we?
No, I don't know.
I don't.
Just
That's
feels
a bold
like it.
thing to just put out there when we haven't checked.
I'd love some good weather.
It's all right. You're not just talking about the weather, are you?
Our hashtag is #RealPod. Our Facebook is facebook.com/TheRealPodPod. That's also where our Real Pod Corner Facebook group is. And our Instagram is The Real Pod Pod. Coming up on The Real Pod Pod, The Block NZ, The Bachelor Australia, 2 of the best episodes of The Bachelor
Oh my
of
God.
any
franchise,
in all of
anywhere,
history.
anytime.
And how did Geordie fare in Paradise?
Oh,
Geordie Ports, he's all rounded up.
I'm
I didn't watch it
I
either,
haven't
but I
watched
got my
it.
friend who did watch it to give me a quick recap just on the Jordster, so we'll fill you in on that shortly. We sort of got some real news, but I'm trying to unlock my phone.
We've got some real news about
Ooh,
Pink.
I've
Hang on.
also got some.
Hang on. Yeah?
Well,
Is it real news?
it's kind of my life and Bachelor Australia crossover news.
Okay, hang on.
This is good. You complain about us.
Apologies. I feel like that's in keeping with this particular episode of the podcast. Okay, so Maths NZ is starting soon. Real soon. We presume it is, based on the fact that they're running promos.
Weird promo.
They've been
Don't love
wins.
it.
I don't love it either. It's all backwards, eh? I don't like that.
Are they the actual contestants?
No,
Nah.
Oh, are they not?
no.
Nah, they
'Cause
never
they
use the real ones.
Oh, they did in Love Island though, when everyone was pashing up each other in the promo.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
But remember how
Heartbreak
dramatic. Hold
Heartbreak
on.
Island, sorry, not Love Island.
Last season of Maths, how did they? What was the promo like?
It was someone running along a beach.
Oh, that's right.
It was quite emotive. It felt like a Shortland Street season cliffhanger promo.
Yeah, whereas this one just didn't get to those heights for mine.
It felt like the Ajax spray and wipe chaos wedding.
Huh.
In the ads,
yeah,
you know?
right.
No.
You know, someone out there
I
knows.
know what you
knows what I
mean.
mean.
I know what you mean. I feel like I might get back on the Shortland Street chain. Speaking of Shortland Street,
Nikki just started watching Shortland Street
really?
again. So it's a bit boring, but she's determined to have a soap in her life. So it's good to regulate her emotions.
I know that I will love it once I'm back into it, but it's just been such a long time. I feel like so much to catch up on. I haven't watched it since the big volcano.
Oh, that was so good.
It was so
What a
good. I
wonderful
don't know why
day.
I tapped out on that.
We
It's
used to
so
have
crazy.
wonderful
I was in the
times.
episode.
That's
Is that
right.
why you stopped
You're
watching?
wonderful acting.
Because there was none of me looking concerned at the TV, on TV.
I mean, that's when Shortland Street peaked for me. So
Same.
anyway, that's an aside.
Is that because it's on 6 nights a week now? Is there some subliminal publicity thing that's done that to you?
It's just that what is it? It's September. We're getting up to close to Christmas. I got to
Yeah,
be there for
you gotta be there
the
for
Cliffy.
Cliffhanger.
Cliff.
For the
Yeah.
Cliffy.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's that real news. The other real news is that your moon boots off, Alex.
Oh yeah, hooray!
Huge.
It's quite big news.
I
I'm
don't
quite
like
excited about
it.
I had to give it back to the physio, and it had all this like bits of soup and stuff
What?
on it.
Sorry,
I was like,
Casey Gunge.
Sorry.
What do they do? How do they clean those?
No, I don't even want to know.
They've never had to before.
Yeah, normally people just don't
Just
drop
drop soup
food
down the
and
inside.
sauce and stuff on it. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm not fully healed yet. I need to remember that. I jumped very high in the air just before and really hurt my leg. So
You looked really normal though when I was like shocked at how non-limpy and.
I
Did
don't
you
like
do you
it.
walk to work?
I do. So I'm quite warmed up. Like when I wake up, I hobble around the house. Takes a bit of a while. I'm just like
I
an
don't like
athlete
it.
now. I got to stretch.
Don't like it.
It's all good.
Don't
Oh
like
well. I'm
Bring
sorry.
back the moon boot.
I mean, touch wood, eh?
I mean, yeah.
It's not my last.
Just don't
not my
don't
first
warm
time
up.
in a moon
Don't warm
boot.
up. Don't stretch. I'd miss the moon boot. And you've got some news, Duncan.
Well, this is like.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm going to make some noises. It's like the intersection of The Bachelor AU and my real life, or my real wife. So did you guys see the promo for next week's episode? And there's this like human lie detector, FBI trained. So he came and did a presentation at Nikki's work that has gone down in history. Like they have a lot of this kind of stuff. She works for the government. There's all this kind of professional development-y stuff. And he came and did this presentation, which was apparently like has gone down in law as by far the worst thing they've ever seen. He's like just like a massive misogynist. All his stuff was incredibly basic and like kind of feels like he printed out a thing off the internet just before he got on, and and just like she like literally bangs on about this guy for everything. And when they first introduced him, she was like, "Is that?" And she just like completely freaked out. So I'm gonna try and get her to come on the pod next week and just tell the story of this clown because he looks like
That's
an
amazing.
absolute.
So what is it like? He's like a sham.
Is there a charlatan?
He's a total charlatan. And he just goes around the world just tricking law enforcement agencies into booking him.
But is he from the FBI?
I think he maybe did a little thing with the FBI once and has just turned that into like a career going around scamming like provincial sort of law departments.
There was quite a funny bit in the tease where like he asked Cass a question, like how many dates have you had? And then Cass was like, can I get some water? And he's like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
That's his main lie detecting.
Yeah, and he'll just ask like because anyone could ask those questions.
I feel like he sounds like a little bit like Angela Stone in the way that he operates, like tricking people into thinking that she's actually a stylist and
Totally.
and then doing those etiquette and those for teens in the army, like self-styling courses. So weird. But
And I think
cool.
when you get
Good
on one of
him.
those circuits, you just one thing leads to the next, and
Before you know it, you got ponchos. Is it okay for us to be sucking on these spoons and then sticking them back into the? I mean, why do we even
define okay.
I mean, I've been back in the groove.
like? Does bacteria live in?
Can you?
They won't live in such cold temperatures.
It's brittle. It's peanut brittle. It's
Okay,
like
that's fine.
Strained calves.
I mean, I'm going to do it no matter
communicable.
what the answer is. But there's some really big, chunky bit in there that were all like excavated. It's like a dinosaur dig, but like a delicious one. Sorry, sidetracked. Okay, that's real news. Oh, except for I've got a bone to pick with you two.
What is that?
Well, I know there was Nando's today and no one did a savvy plate for me.
That was.
That's
fine.
all of us.
That's fine.
fault.
It's fine.
I did offer her the pile of lettuce.
I wanted to talk about how Pink went to that bad bar in Ponsonby.
Okay. Talk about it.
Well, she did a tweet saying that Deadshot on Ponsonby Road, which I've never heard of.
No.
I don't know what it was. Was one of the worst bars she's ever been to in the whole world. But on her Instagram, in like I don't know if she went with Women's Day or Women's Day just regrammed it, but she was at Revelry on Ponsonby Road, which is like famously like a Scouse bar, isn't it? Alice, I'm looking at you.
So you think she got the name wrong?
Ponsonby?
No. I just think she's bloody confused.
I think she's probably gone. Well, Ponsonby is notoriously like just a sea of bad bars. Like it's just a terrible place to drink. I'm surprised she didn't go to chapel.
It seems like almost like an achievement to be the worst bar in the whole world, according to Pink.
Yeah,
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, you'd put that in your
Print that out.
in your window
Yeah.
next to your food grade.
I just thought it was exciting. And then I heard a rumour that she was at the Lula Inn at Bottomless Brunch when I was there, but I was so drunk I couldn't see anything.
Really?
Yeah. It's cool there.
It seems really cool.
I mean, it's full on. Alice is nodding. Alice knows.
So does everyone go to a bottomless brunch
Huh?
now?
I mean, not
Except
everyone.
me.
Hang
You
on.
mostly have to be like an 18-year-old girl.
What's
Yes.
bottomless about it? Is it like as many hash browns as you can eat?
I wish, Jane. I was actually annoyed because I thought it was bottomless food as well as drink, but no.
But it's
Oh,
just
is it drink?
Prosecco.
It's just mimosas.
No, no
all the
thanks.
mimosas.
Show me the
Free
hash browns.
How much?
Or pure Prosecco. $45.
That's great.
I mean, you can see why Pink was into it.
Disgusted at how much.
That's bloody
That's too
good.
much, guys. It's too much
I
talking
feel
over
like
the
I
top.
can make money out of
I
that.
encourage a little talking over the top, but that's too much. We're never going to get on the radio if we talk that much over the sticks, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit's fine.
Okay. Ice cream refill.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Ooh, big old week on the tally.
Ugh.
Start on the block. Did you guys watch this week?
All I've watched is the moment that you told me to watch on our Facebook chat.
I watched
Oh,
the
yeah.
room reveal
Okay, so the boys
But in the moment.
the boys won kitchen, which I think is fair because I was really impressed with their kitchen.
But still wasn't as good as Amy and Stu's.
Amy and Stu's yellow tiles were fecking disgusting. And she's going to come and kill me now.
But yeah, being there, you were there.
I was there.
We were there.
On the day.
It all came together with the kitchen, didn't it? The void.
On the day we visited, the void made sense and the kitchen just seemed really nicely finished. It seemed architectural and on trend, but also not on trend in that kind of like white and Scandi way.
Yeah.
Like a bit more high class.
It was a bit space agey. Like I nearly ripped one of the panels off on the doors because I couldn't figure out how to open. There are no handles,
You just push them, don't
so
you?
everything's pushing. But I don't know that. There's no descriptor.
But you said you nearly ripped one of the handles off.
Oh no, I nearly ripped. Sorry,
like
one of the
install one.
panels
One of the
Oh, yeah.
off
panels.
the breakfast bar. Just trying to see what was underneath.
And team judging, Amy was very annoyed that she couldn't sit down at their bench.
Why couldn't she? No.
Their cupboards all the way around. You know how they took out a scullery? They made up for that storage by putting cupboards all around the island. It was a massive island.
But
Huge island.
I feel like those sculleries, those that did have sculleries, were bloody cool.
Okay, you
The
didn't even know what
scullery is a
scullery
fourth
was last year.
bedroom.
Yeah,
Last week.
but now I love them. I'm all about them.
And see, I was the opposite. I was like, they've stuffed themselves, they need a scullery. And then I was there in person. I was like, I love this kitchen. I loved it.
Ben and Tom's.
I did. I liked the negative detailing with the battens and all the other jargon. I loved it.
Oh.
Loved it all. But
I like the bedrooms.
the upstairs bit, we talked about this last week, didn't we?
What about
Well,
it?
it felt like an office space. The kind of like the
Yeah.
narrow walk, like, you know, the glass balustrades. And
Is it safe for a child to be around all that glass?
I think the glass is safety. It's fine, but you wouldn't.
I was scared.
Don't put any chairs next to it.
I feel like you shouldn't feel scared in your own home.
No.
That you're going to fall off a
And I'm
balcony.
quite a short. I'm 5'2", and I was scared. Like if you're a tall person, your centre of gravity is much higher than mine. Be very afraid.
You topple down there.
Anyway, there's a lot of wheeling and dealing at room reveal because there's like -1s and undos, and Amy was trying to convince the boys not to do a deal with Claire and Agni, and I just it's like, don't listen to Amy.
Snake.
She's a snake in the grass.
I haven't watched it, but
She is. Like,
She is a snake.
definitely don't trust her at a room reveal where she's like half a point behind you, trying to convince you not to, you know, that you'll probably win anyway. So don't waste your money. Worked out for the worst they won. Yada yada yada. This week, entrance, stairwell, and powder room week.
What's a powder room?
It's a toilet.
for a lady?
What?
Well, no, men can powder
do
as well.
powder.
It's 2018.
True. You're not wrong. I've seen Jose put powder on before.
So yeah, it's just a little toilet near the entrance. We've seen them, so but we have to keep
Redacted.
stum. You're having,
You're still on that. Exciting.
well, there is one.
It's a real boring week. Why don't they? Like it's like the garage week or the patio week. There are some weeks that you're just like, oh,
Yeah, but that's when they do fun challenges like the You didn't watch.
like
so
the
you don't know,
armpit
like,
challenge.
the sheep rounding up, and then there was that weird scavenger hunt where the boys cheated and Agni sped, and he got in trouble and was disqualified from driving for a week, and now he's actually having to do work on the block
That will be.
because he can't go anywhere, can't do the shopping because he's not allowed to drive.
He loves driving. He loves sitting in his
The
car.
shopping.
And you also missed Tom and Em having some weird steamy session in the car.
Oh,
No, I saw that.
I saw
What
that.
was that?
I think it was just a head massage. And
That's
I don't
what
even
she
think they
said.
were in that car.
But they did say some things.
No, but
yeah,
wasn't
I
all
think
of
they
it-
do.
I felt like
think they
we had
do.
Robin with us, and I felt real uncomfortable. I was like, "That's just sex."
It was steamy.
I think they fake it though, because remember they did that a couple of years ago as well. You won't remember, you weren't watching.
But didn't they have her and her... Who was it, Chloe or Em? Chloe or Em who was in the car?
Em.
Whichever one wasn't. And they had the sort of catch-up debrief the next day. And it became clear that she was like doing a bit, right? Towards the end. She was like, yeah, we kissed. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was nothing.
But it was nothing.
Or
I want
or
it to be
is-
something.
I don't think it's anything.
But or could she be doing the bit as a cover up for
Like
there
a
to be
double bluff.
real fire
Perfect crime.
under yonder smoke?
I find it interesting. I mean, this is separate information. It's not even information. I just find it interesting that, you know, with Agni, that's how Claire pronounces it, Agni, right? You have to presume that she knows how to pronounce your partner's name. We're not going to hear him say it unless he talks in the third person. He doesn't.
True.
So
I'm right.
Richardson
Is that the...
No, you're not right. You are oniony. Oniony. Like an oniony. But in the voiceover, Mark's always like Agni. So
I won't hear a word said against Mark.
Can we
like
spill the beans about Mark?
I don't know.
I think we
Yes,
can.
Probably.
Spill the beans.
It's exciting promo. So as you know, we talked about last week, Jane and I went out to the block and we took a camera with us. Ra came and filmed us sneaking into every single nook and cranny of every single house. And we've cut it together and it's going to be on the Spin-Off TV, narrated by Mark Richardson himself.
Rigger! We've heard it.
Honestly, and you were there, Duncan, this morning.
I set it up. Just had a dream. Alice and I went to MediaWorks, and he was like, because I feel like we're, as an organisation, regularly quite mean to him, and we asked him a favour, which is quite a big favour, at least in the scheme. He was like, "Yep, sweet as." Came up, total pro, ripped off like a whole bunch of different reads of these great lines. And the one thing he did say was, there was one line which was like, "Oh, you look like an idiot," or "What are you idiots doing?" or something like that. And he checked for context because he didn't want to be caught saying something mean about someone.
Oh.
He's like
Maybe he's good now.
Is he a good person?
I mean, basically, and he was also like, he had lots of kind of sort of nice things to say about the show and how hard it is to get a show like that going. Like, I think, yes.
I'm shook.
Yeah.
I'm shook.
Oh, I mean, I'm very...
Is he a good person with some bad opinions? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got a good heart, and he, on... Like the Mark Richardson you see on the block feels like a more authentic Mark Richardson than the one you hear on the AM show, if that makes sense.
Well, the one on the AM show is trying to stir a little bit, isn't
Yeah,
it? Trying to
he's
stir.
playing a role.
Yes. Whereas the Mark on the block's just a fella passing through Hobsonville Point, noticing things.
Shouting from the toilet.
Yeah, back to the toilet, actually, back to the powder room. There's one powder room that stands out from all the rest. That's all I'm going to say. Like, there's one that I remember. I don't remember any of the others, but there's one that I'm like, damn, that's a powder room. I'd like to powder in that room.
What do you powder? Like your face?
Yeah. That's where ladies go and they make themselves nice for the men, That's when men don't like a shiny lady. They did that team judging thing where they go through, some weeks they do it, some weeks they don't. They go through, check out each other's kitchens, and Agni and the girls do a deal. So they both have figured out a way that they win they split the $2,000 win between them by voting a certain way, and then they're going to do that next week as well.
Oh.
So just one of them, it's very complicated. Okay.
Probably too complicated for me.
I can't remember what it was, but anyway.
Can you talk about the armpits here?
Yeah, let's get to
Can we talk about Lincoln and Bardot first?
Oh, what is?
Okay, so this is real funny. Claire and Agni have a conversation about, I think, like a wall colour or something that's called Bardot, and Agni's like, it's Bardot. And she's like,
what?
Hang on, wait, it gets better. And Claire's like, no, it's definitely Bardot. It's French. I know it's Bardot. And he's like, okay, whatever. But you also thought that Lincoln Road was pronounced Lincoln.
Oh.
And she was like, well, I just read it as I see it. So here's him thinking that Bardot is Bardot, and she's thinking Lincoln is Lincoln, and it's just amazing.
Is this Claire and Anya?
Yeah. So I don't even think, to be fair, you may have said his name right, Duncan.
Yeah,
because he doesn't know.
Imagine correcting someone saying Bardot to say it's Bardot.
Yeah.
You've missed the
Where
T.
was he for all of Australia?
Well, that's what she
That's what I was
said.
about
She
to
was
say.
like, and there was a band and everything. And he wasn't. He didn't. But then she came back. She found out it definitely was Bardot. She came back. She confirmed it. He like conceded and it was like, I'm gonna admit I was wrong. Unlike you, it's definitely not Lincoln Road.
Lincoln is quite funny. The man who ate Lincoln Road.
I'm definitely calling it Lincoln Road from now on.
Do you reckon they regularly shoot out to Lincoln to get a feed that's not Macca's?
Texas chicken. Hey, is there a Nando's on Lincoln?
I think there is.
There's bloody better be.
Should I Google that?
I'm pretty sure, didn't Nando's win the best thing on Lincoln Road?
Lincoln Road? By
Really?
Steve? By Steve? No, he would have chosen like the coffee club. Or
No,
something.
I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be making that
Nando's
up.
are definitely on Lincoln Road. I've never...
Or
you
maybe
know,
like third. They were way up.
Alex, I mean, going back to your chicken eating competition, which...
That's not what it was, but yeah.
chicken cooking competition.
Keep looking.
Which restaurant won? Which chef won? Do you remember?
Ah, my goodness. I have it in my emails.
Okay.
Just as you were.
Obviously, it made a great impact on you.
Well, they didn't announce. I had to leave before they announced
Oh,
it.
okay.
Because I had to come do something here.
So this is something else that's quite funny that's happened, is the boys have been stitched up by their own winnings. So they've won so many power-hungry things like a spa pool and appliances and so on, and all, I don't know, all their fancy lighting that they needed. They had to spend... It was looking like they were going to have to spend like $2,000
On
to
an
get their
extra
power
trip.
upgrade.
That is so
Oh my
funny.
God.
They're like a commercial work site or something.
Thankfully, I think someone did them a solid and did something for free, which I'm sure is against the rules. But anyway.
The winners, Vinod from Takanini and Anthony from Lower Hutt. Two
Hey.
best grillers in New Zealand for Nando's.
We should maybe
Takanini and Lower Hutt.
should we do a Takanini trip sometime?
I love
think
the way
it's
that we
it's
say,
about
shall we
time.
do this sometime, and it has never once happened.
I know, but that's a bit. Now, can you find out where they came on the Man Who Ate Lincoln Road's top 50?
Okay,
I don't have a
while you're
computer.
doing that, should we talk about armpits?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was this amazing piece. Someone Instagrammed me and was like, that was a low point of
What?
the block. And I was like, that was a high point of
Did you
the block of all
Did you
time.
block them?
I didn't block them because I don't know. It's like that's their
Block them
honest
now.
opinion. So what happened? Who was it? It was just Chloe, just like flung her arm up in the air and was like, "Oh, this is she's just like bemoaning the fact that she
Check
hadn't
out
been
my
able to
pits.
have a shave, but she showed her pits and they were like
It was full
legit
on.
hairy, right?
Full respect.
Full respect. And then, and no one was like, ugh, gross. In fact, all the girls they started comparing how the
Yeah.
length of their
Now,
armpit hair.
Anya was like loving it. He's like, oh, go get Claire. She's got.
Oh, yeah,
There's a real one.
So Claire, like not very bushy, but a lot of length.
A lot straight and long.
Straight
I
and
couldn't
long.
really even see.
No.
No, but
I
you know,
wanted
she
to
must have
get,
had
like-
those long wispy ones. Like she may have lasered at some point or waxed, and it's not grown back in the full. I don't know, but anyway, he had the tape measure out. He had like the builder's tape measure out, measuring them up. Em was in there with her pits out. Old mate Amy, nowhere to be seen. She wasn't amongst it.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
And they and Chloe and Em were like, "This could be the one challenge we win."
I loved it. Groundbreaking television. A
For the second time,
a watershed
right?
moment.
First the Tammy Peas.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
now the,
Now the-
Those
Tammy
guys are
Pits.
doing really good things for just like what do you call
Dirty
it?
Girls.
Yeah.
When you
Mystify?
mystify,
Stigmatise?
Yes.
destigmatize, demystify, all of the D's.
Pits out for the
Pits
boys.
out. A few years back,
That's good.
Nikki and Tiff started this by like Nikki would have a good sniff of her armpits and talk about that when she was on the
Mince
block.
and cheese, they reckon,
Yeah,
that
that was-
Em
yeah,
smells,
So
right?
this year they're talking about they sniff each other, didn't they? They sniff each other.
So do they have? They've got bathrooms.
Yeah, but I think they were.
Too busy to use them.
They don't use. They're just busy. There's busy people.
Yeah.
And apart
That's
from
my excuse as well.
Anyway, yeah, I love that, and I like you guys didn't watch any of the block mostly this week except for the room reveal.
yeah.
I only watched the pits.
And I messaged you and said, "Got to watch the pits."
I actually saw. I think I followed both Chloe and Em on Instagram, and I think they waxed the pits this week because I saw
So it's gonna be
they
more
posted the wax strips on like their story or somewhere. Maybe this was a dream. No, and it was like crazy. Like it was long hair. So maybe it was
for
like a
the
teaser.
museum.
Do we dare?
Yes, we do.
They surely don't still have it.
You would
Why would you?
for charity.
Because
For,
no one else is
Can you
asked.
It
message
might
them?
still be in their bin.
yeah, message them.
I mean, it
right
was
now.
probably about.
that's
6
so
weeks
disgusting.
ago.
No,
I
it's
can't
fine.
just
It's
message
fine.
them.
I can't do it because
I mean, I think they'll be okay with it,
Yeah.
but I don't. I highly doubt they'll have it.
if we could get those framed in the museum,
Okay, I'll try it. Just while we're here, I've got Steve Brunius's Man Who Ate Lincoln Road review of Nando's. He absolutely bloody loved it.
Yeah,
well,
obviously.
But where did it come in the top
Well,
50?
he did it in week 6.
They do them.
Did he do a definitive
He
ranking?
did a definitive ranking at the end of the year.
Well, he said the Man Who Ate Lincoln Road is going to come right out and say that Nando's chicken is the best chicken there is.
I'm almost certain it was number one.
It makes KFC chicken and Texas chicken taste and look like and even feel like something not quite chicken.
Ooh.
Man, we need to get Steve on the pod.
We do, actually. I had a good chat to Steve today.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
He asked me how Facebook works.
I can't message the girls. Someone get the message to the girls.
No, you got to message the girls.
I can't do that.
Come on, Alex. I
Can
can't.
I have your used wax strips?
They'll get it.
Sorry, I'm
Well,
really...
what's the worst they can say? Hello, this is the police.
Call the police, exactly.
I think it's worth it.
Top 20, number 1, Nando's, deserving of a Michelin star.
Shout out Steve Bornius.
We've got to get him a special pack for that.
Yeah, Lincoln Road.
He said the Nando's revival started with Steve.
That's amazing. Wow, what a guy. What a chicken.
What a cool photo of him.
Very cool photo. Okay, the Nikki and Tiff from season 5, speak of the Devils. I mean, a few talking points ago. They came back on the show to offer some advice and check out, and Amy admitted that she was having a tough time with social media.
Oh, no.
You know, they do that thing where they're like 6 weeks into the block and then it starts going to air on the television. They're still on site and they check social media and find out everyone hates them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Happens
bad.
every year. But she'll be all right. I think Amy's got thick enough skin to get through that. She'll just be like, sweet ass, sweet ass. And the cliffhanger this last night. Okay, so we're recording this on a Wednesday. It won't go out till tomorrow, Thursday. So when I say last night, I mean Tuesday. There's a mouse in the bathroom.
Ridge Mouse.
Well,
That
it's
too.
the description, you only see it as a blur, but the description of it is makes it me feel like either they've really done their homework on making sure it was like more like a wild mouse this time before they planted it, or it's actually a wild mouse. Because they were like, it was black, it was the fattest mouse I've ever seen, its big
Oh.
belly was dragging on the ground, it was so ugly. And they just like
Cool.
screaming and leaping
Is
about.
there like swamp? Is there a swamp?
There's a water park thing. Yeah, it's
right
like
next to it?
reeds.
Is it a
and
water rat?
Well, it was a mouse. You all right there, Duncan?
I just don't like the idea of water rats.
Have you seen
It's
a
a
rat
great TV
swim
show.
before?
Jay
No.
Lagaya?
Oh,
Wasn't
man.
Jay
You
Lagaya
gotta
in Water
see
Rats?
it.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to say yeah.
That's from before you're born, surely.
No.
And that's it. That's it. We just have to wait and see how the very exciting stairwells look. And into Batchy AU.
Oh, my
Finally.
goodness.
Okay. Intruders are here. Hello.
So cool.
Jamie Lee and Deanna, neither of whom are going to make it very far through. And Brittany,
Mad woman.
she's
They're so cool.
I'm really bummed out that she didn't stay on very long because
Every cocktail party, a winner.
so good. She's
she's
like, yeah, rock it out.
conga line.
She's
She's doing
no music.
and doing the single ladies dance just by herself with everyone sitting on the couch like looking like they're about to fall asleep.
I love it.
I love
She
it
was
too.
high energy.
I thought at least like Badge might be like, let's crack up and just keep her around
Just for a bit of fun.
for a laugh.
I think she was definitely boozed, probably
All the time.
all the time. But I also think she should hire herself out as like Christmas party entertainment.
Yeah, I would hire her in a heartbeat. She's better than Gary Brown.
Anyway, in come the intruders. The OG Batchettes are not happy, especially Kat.
They're very mean. Even nice lady
Brooke?
Brooke said something mean. She was like
Oh,
made
really?
fun of Jamie Lee's hyphen.
Did she?
Oh yeah.
Was she like, that's not even a name or something?
She
It's like
just-
two names.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's right. But it's all
Was
Cat.
it Brooke?
Cat can make the nicest person turn evil, I reckon.
Yeah.
Kat
If
is
you're in her
evil.
presence.
Oh, she's just, you absorb it.
It was genius how they made all the originals line up and just watch.
Yeah.
Watch them arrive.
Just review them.
Anyway, so with the intruders on board, they had a group date and did a moon hopping netball type situation.
So many joke sports, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually a bit disappointed in the sports this week, like particularly the swimming. I thought they could have had an actual race
Yeah.
because they paired Bridget, who can't swim, or Brittany,
Brittany.
who can't swim, with Deanna, who's like a swimming champ. I thought that could have been quite an exciting tension.
That'd be a great relay.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of them
Is one of them good? Is the swimming champ good enough to make
to
up
make
for
up
the
for the
shortfall
one who
of
can't swim. But yeah, the sport was great. It did get quite brutal.
Yeah, and there was someone hurt themselves, Diana.
And they were so mean about her, and it's just a normal name.
I know.
So mean, and then also so mean, like she hurt herself, and Kat's just like, oh, she's faking it.
And she had a moonboot. She
And I
was
was
like a full-on Alex Casey
She got
situation.
cool crutches. I wish I had those.
Yeah,
cool
the armpit
crutches.
crutches.
Not only that, but when she got to
Big
when
week
it
for
came to
armpits.
the cocktail party, that like this on the Wednesday night, she's still in her moon boot, and the bit where Romy goes outside and has a chat with the batch, and everyone goes and looks. She's just still left standing there.
Yeah, and he has to bring her the rose. Like, she's
No,
definitely
but this is
properly injured.
but like everyone's running over to see outside a conversation between Romy and Nick, and she's just left still standing in
That's
position.
why.
'Cause she
I did
can't
wonder why
walk.
I was like, too cool.
No,
But of course.
no, too injured.
So they propped her there and took her crutches away.
I guess
and
so.
went,
Yeah, and then she was just like, I can't even.
I can totally imagine like Kat and Romy like chucking her crutches in the pool.
Yeah.
It just like
They're
just,
just
giving her a
mean
sneaky
girls,
nudge.
yes.
You know, like
Yeah.
how Art does with his cats, Art Green, gives
Oh,
them
yeah.
a little nudge. Just
Pushes
doing that to her.
his-
She just topples.
It's cat pushing.
Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So Tennille, she went on the single date. What did
Who
they do?
is Tennille?
I know. I was shocked.
I mean, it was a big week for her, and now I know who she is.
Yeah.
But where did she come from?
I remember her, like,
Tennille
on the
and
date, she looked
Soph, maybe?
totally different than she does in the cocktail parties. And when I see her in the cocktail parties, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember you from before. But on the date, she was, like, a bit more au naturel.
She's kind of Dasha 2.0 looking as well.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Except for, like, Dasha said Darth Vader, which was the funniest thing
Oh,
ever.
yeah. I miss Dasha. We haven't seen
She's
much
still
of
there.
her.
She's still there.
They're doing quite a good sort of featuring someone for a couple of weeks and then
Yeah.
just completely pulling them out rather than trying to keep everyone bubbling along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dasha's not going to win because she's got a child. And as much as he's like, I'm totally cool with that, it doesn't happen often that the ones with children get very far. Just saying. Such baggage.
And Tennille, like, it was quite weird because I didn't think they had a lot of chemistry on most of the date, and then they just had like a fully horned up pash.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Moni Pash.
A Moni, a real Mona.
It was a real Mona. What was the actual date? I don't even remember. Did they drive in a car or
Motorbike
something?
and eat some.
Motorbike.
That was
the
admittedly super
honey.
funny where she ate the honey. And
I thought you were supposed to eat the honey.
Comb.
Comb. Yeah.
I thought so too, but did
Apparently
she,
not. She's like
the shots of her like chewing on it and getting more and more in and then just spitting it out.
Oh,
That
mate.
was good stuff.
Anyway, so then they had a kissy. And it was a Moni kissy. And we didn't know prior. She'd been wandering around telling everyone that kissing on the first date's gross and she'd never do it and da-da-da.
Had she though?
Well,
Because there would be footage.
There would be footage.
Right?
unless it happened. I mean, you've seen there's been so much breaking of the fourth wall in this season. You've seen how they set up conversations. Obviously, conversations can be happening elsewhere. It's not like cameras on them all the time at all. It's like
But there
sets.
might.
But I do believe that I reckon she might have said something like, I would find it hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because you could see the way that Romy was just dialing it up. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's
Yeah.
and then
So Romy twisted her words. Romy was like,
Yeah.
"You said kissing Nick is gross," and she's like, "That's not what I said." And she was like, "Oh well, you know." When actually, obviously, what she said was something along the lines of kissing on the first date. It's not really my style. But she also said, in context, that's in the real world, but here is different, and I knew it would be different.
so sensible.
Yeah. But Romy was relentless.
Yeah,
like,
that was
it was
that,
actual
that was the
bullying.
hardest gaslighting I've ever seen.
Amazing styling though. Whoever dressed her like Cruella de Vil for like her most villainous moment.
It was nuts, and then of course Tennille tried extricated herself from the situation, and Romy sought her out to like
Push
beat her
her
down
over
some
the edge,
more.
yeah.
And then when she said, "Can you just let me speak?" Romy's like, "How dare you be so aggressive with me?" When all she did was Romy, I thought was just out of control bad.
So good, eh?
Oh, it was
Oh my
so
God.
good.
And then she bolted.
She bolted because
Unplugged.
she did that thing where like you can see it rising and rising and rising, and she doesn't want to burst into tears on camera, but she just like lost it, ran off.
Unzipping her dress.
Unzipping her dress, goes outside, says, "Get this mic off me," and the sound guy's like, "I'm not allowed to." And she's like, "I'll do it myself," you know, it just strips
Yeah.
off. And doesn't acne, runs into the forest, like literally runs into the forest.
Oh my God.
But I also liked how the producer went with her and was constantly
Yeah.
trying to stop her and let the cameras catch up.
Babe. Just constantly trying to get her back.
That's my role. That's my job. That's my dream job.
You're
Oh my
going to get that
God.
job.
I'm going to get that job.
Mm.
I'm going to get that job. But anyway,
I know, and then so she's basically seems to be running down like a normal road, or like it's dark, but it's a thing that humans can, and not actually running, basically walking. And the producer, it's dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. No, it's not. She's just going for a walk. It's something-
no, she is a great story producer because she knows that she's mic'd.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's just playing it up for the cameras.
Of course,
that she's
but
allowing to
her
catch up.
line was very funny.
And
is what I'm
Tennille's
saying.
like, no, I can see the cameras. They're still there.
Yeah, it was so good. That felt like very Unreal-esque.
It was
to me.
very Unreal-esque if you watch the TV show on Lightbox.
Which you should. The first season of Unreal on Lightbox is basically essential viewing to understand this season of The Bachelor in particular.
And then getting her being like it was just so skillful. They're trying to calm her down, but also trying to get her to give the sound bites at the same
Yes.
time. Like,
Yeah.
just calm down. I just need you to talk to me. Please
Yeah.
just tell
Yeah.
me how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Go,
you're
girl.
so evil. I love it. But also doing good.
She got her back.
Keeping us safe on the dangerous road.
She got her back. Ashley and Rhiannon went home. Who?
I was so happy to see the back of Rhiannon.
Which one? I don't even. Did she do anything?
And Ashley never spoke a word.
Which one was Rhiannon?
Rhiannon was the one who had that date, and then she had to go. She got produced as well.
Yeah.
And they were like,
yes.
"Is this scene finished?" You know?
Oh, yeah.
Are we
That's
done? Are
Oh
we done?
yeah, no, yeah.
So she just sucked.
There was no wedding on the cards for those
No.
two. Okay, Wednesday night. There's a group date swimming carnival, which would literally it literally involved just two sports.
Well, one really.
Well, there was the ball
Bingo.
finding, and then there was the
The
zorbing.
zorbing, but that's only
yeah.
one-on-one. Like I think it was a huge missed opportunity. It's actual
elimination.
racing.
They went from like huge group down to two.
Yeah,
too quickly.
But was it Emily? What's her name?
Emily,
Yeah.
Emily, and
She was very good
She
at the
wanted
bingo.
it so bad.
Yeah.
She's very big, so maybe she had like a higher angle on the numbers or something. Very tall.
Not
Tall.
very big. Yeah.
Tall. So Emily, they were teamed up, and Emily and Tennille won pool bingo. And it just involved Osher pulling out bingo numbers and them being written on
It was a
beach balls.
stupid
It was a
game.
very bad game.
Osher sucks, by the way. Can I put that out there?
Yeah,
Why do you think Osher sucks?
It's just boring. Like
bit.
You
compared
have
to
to
Mike,
be though, don't you?
Mike
I
Potter,
miss
really
Mike.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chris,
Chris Harrison's
incredibly
freaking
cool.
amazing.
Even Dom is like, at least he's got a sort of a sly dog. I used to, wrote one of the Bachelorettes kind of thing.
Oh, it's not a secret.
Allegedly.
Osher's just such a...
The best bit for me was after Emily and Tennille
So
won
boring.
the pool bingo, and they're talking them through the zorb racing. Their hair's dry.
I
So
didn't
how
notice that.
long? Like, what did they go and dry their hair?
Tennille is so bad at zorb racing.
She's very,
Yeah.
very bad. But I
She
Incredibly
could not
also
even
bad.
keep
can we
herself
do that
upright.
sometime?
Yeah, let's put that on our big day out. Where we're going to where are we going?
All the
Escape
places.
room,
Spookers.
Lincoln, Spookers. We'll zorb there.
Yeah, I mean Emily wasn't especially great, but Tennille went backwards.
Tennille just couldn't stay upright.
It looks like a very hard thing to do. To be fair,
I was thinking if it was me, instead of crawling, I would just throw myself forward and roll. Throw my whole weight towards the front.
But
You
I
know
don't
what
think
mean?
you can stand up.
No.
Like,
No, but even if I'm just purely falling.
Do you think
I
the
don't even think
producers
you could control
Do
where
you
you
think
fall.
they tested it out before?
Didn't feel
I
that
don't
way.
think so. I don't
But
think so.
to her credit, Emily was just relentless. Like, she wanted that time so badly. And then what she did with the time.
Oh my God, she
That's
absolutely
right.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
He never, for a single second, thought that there was going to be a connection with
No,
Emily.
No.
not at all. Not at all. No, I didn't. None of us
No.
did.
None of us did.
But she was amazing. A, she's got beautiful eyes. I'm just going to put that out there. But B, the way she spoke, she made such
Yeah.
incredible use of her one-on-one time. She got straight to the point. And the first question she asked was like, what are you doing this for? Like, she didn't wait for him to say, tell me about you or whatever. She was like straight in there like, I want to know you, not just Nick Honeybadger, but I want to know Nick Cummins, my future husband.
It was like actual vibes.
Yeah.
And it was a real kiss.
and
And
then
he was just making up the numbers with her.
I know, but then he promised her, he said, I will take you on a one-on-one date.
Which is actually stronger than he's ever given anyone.
Not yes.
You know?
Wow.
Well, I mean, it was
Wait
the
till
key.
Brooke. when he talks about Brooke. But
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true.
But to that point,
Yeah.
yeah.
like a promised extra date is basically another free week.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Brooke's got another date card, and Kat is pissed.
Oh, Kat.
Kat just wants to win this thing, and it's like, you tried to kiss him, and he basically battered you away.
I hate that. I'm wasting time. I could be designing gross bug earrings in Bali right now.
Actually, checked out her jewellery. It's not bad.
Are the bug earrings part of her
I didn't see them.
oeuvre?
But I think that I have a look. Have a
What
look
is
at
it
her jewellery. It's called like Hennessy with like 2 eyes.
Okay, so I saw
Well, that's just because that's her name.
Oh, okay.
She's got quite a cinematic name.
someone sent me on Instagram one of her stories, which was a bit of a spoiler. So I knew that she went high, but she was doing that thing of sort of explaining now that she's off out of the house, explaining, it's edited and it doesn't. Of course, they decided that I was going to be the villain.
She decided she was the villain.
It doesn't show any of the, me being nice to people and da-da-da. It's like there are times I know in TV shows that you can go, oh, maybe that's been taken out of context, or Jordan the model in Bachelor US is like got an incredibly dry sense of humour and no one quite gets it, so they don't realise he's being funny. But with Kat,
she was just relentlessly horrible.
She's relentlessly horrible.
I'm struggling to think of another reality contestant who was that like persistently negative about everyone.
Like actually calling people names and just mocking
Brutal
everyone.
high school shit.
Yeah. Anyway. God, where were we?
Is it okay?
Brooke. So Brooke.
I found them. The
Is this
cicada
the jewelry?
earrings. Oh, they just came in a pop-up.
Those are bad.
And now they're gone. So you're looking at about $150 bucks?
I don't like the typeface of.
I like those.
I don't like the typeface of her logo at all.
Yeah,
It's
the
very
logos.
like
It's
misery.
It's quite
early
now.
2000s. Is it
Yeah.
back? Is that sort of thing
Yeah,
back again?
yeah.
Oh God.
I like the medallions.
Anyway, Brooke and
I might get one.
hop in a Mustang. They go pull into Edward Cullen's driveway, and they get sketched by a guy called Guy.
The
That's
guy's a
right.
murderer.
He's dead. I mean, what sort of a
They
job
look
is that?
dead
What sort
in
of a
the pictures as well.
I thought it was such a good idea for a date, though.
Oh my god! Because it was quite.
Apart from the
quite
guy being a killer.
But don't you? It got quite steamy. I felt like when them looking hard out at each other's faces and having a,
Yeah.
It was right.
I mean, I feel like Guy probably knows what the honey badger looks like, so he had a bit of a. Don't you think?
no.
Well, he didn't do a good job.
He did
if
a
that's the
terrible
case.
job. I reckon
Yeah.
I reckon he gets a picture beforehand and he draws it just enough to look a little bit like it, but not enough to make you think that he's looked at a
It's
picture
a real
beforehand.
cool conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
One of the greats. But yeah, that was. I just think, how do you get that? How do you become the guy who's that's your party trick to the point where
Whole career, probably.
yeah, your career where TV networks find out about you and get you along to do this. How weird.
Really weird. I was
That's
just
not on Seek.
surely he can't do that often.
Like,
Right? That job.
You sound almost
also he's-
angry.
the
Eh?
other thing is like maybe not good enough at it to really
Please,
be.
sketch artist. That's
Yeah,
his
because
normal
that's
job.
what they look like.
When you describe,
He is a police sketch artist.
And
Oh,
now
he
that-
is.
And now
Well,
that makes it.
got to
obviously
be.
no.
And
You
now that-
have to be right.
Now that makes it kind of
I have
weird.
Because they look exactly like a police sketch. Because I was trying to figure out what they look like. Like
Yeah.
they look like the kind of thing you see on the news
Crime Watch.
on Crime Watch.
Identicist.
Wanted.
It's annoying that his
Honey
name's Guy because
badger.
I'm like identikit.
Also, the
artist.
B man was called
Guy.
Dunk.
Yeah,
It's classic.
I was so happy about that. I felt weirdly proud. One of my people
B people.
had done so much for this life.
Okay, where are we? Then they have their one-on-one time, Brooke and Badge.
It's so
and
intense.
They are so in love with each other.
I know.
It's crazy.
He's talking about her being his wife.
But then there's
Yeah.
a real cute, like he's doing this in the moment, and then he's like, I could really see her being like an amazing wife. And he was like, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
Like, so you saw that was a true comment.
it felt like a real tell.
Yeah. And yes, you can say that, Nick. You absolutely can.
Okay, so between that and the like, right, I'm getting the Mean Girls out. That almost felt like he was sort of pushing out the producers.
Yeah.
And, between the third day, he's just like, I'm going to do
Yeah.
what feels right for me. And I'm going to look after the woman. I'm going to chase the one that I want. I'm getting rid of these horrible people. And it's quite intense. Like, I think next week will be, I don't know how it's going to work.
Or a producer was like, take Brooke on a third date because it's going to piss everyone off.
Yeah, it can be both.
Yeah.
So back at
Or
the
could be
house.
either.
Back
Can't
at
be
the
both.
house, Kat's crying. She's got very red nose.
Very red nose.
Very
What are you
red.
trying to say?
Paired with the red lipstick and the red top.
I like the red lipstick and red top.
Hang on, this is
together.
this is before. This is before that when they're all sitting around the pool.
Was she not?
She
Oh,
wasn't all glammed up yet.
she
and
wasn't
that's when they
glam.
have you had enough, and they just kept shooting them, and they
yeah,
shoot that they had that
so
great little
they
exchange.
did that thing. I mean, the sound guys are great on this. They know to keep. All the camera guys keep
Never
rolling.
stop.
The sound guys keep capturing it, and they think that they've stopped being filmed. This is the Mean Girls, and they start talking about their plan of attack. Was it Kat who suggested she'd give him an ultimatum, and everyone was like, "Yeah, just got to do it. You're gonna cry. Oh, I don't know, should I? Oh, he can't send you home if you cry."
Yeah, like it's just a rule.
It was really good. And then there's a toga party.
That was amazing.
Weird.
Because
But Brittany was on fire.
Brittany was loving it
that was
Conga line.
in my
so
mind.
good, honestly. Just like such good television this week. Nick takes Tennille aside and he gives
Almost coaches her to say that it's Kat.
Yeah, so he does like what, I mean, the only thing I can think of that's similar is when they have, oh no, it's terrible
I know what you're
comparison
gonna
to
say.
me.
I know what you're gonna
With the
say.
dolls.
Yeah.
Like kids with
Where did-
dolls.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
show me
amazing
on the doll.
comparison.
But then he's like, here's the candles. This one's Kat. This one's... But she knew too.
It was a
I
lead.
knew
He was
what you were
leading
talking
the
about.
witness, Your Honour.
This one's Kat. This one's Romy. This one's Alicia. This is the place where the good people are. And
And
this
that
is
was
the
where his
place...
beer was, I think.
This is the place where the mean people are. Are they in the mean section or the good section? And
my
she
God.
just shoves all three candles into the mean section with gusto.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fire.
It was really weird and really cool.
It was amazing TV.
Yeah.
I
Didn't
thought he
feel
was going to,
fair.
I was genuinely convinced he was going to snuff out the candles. Like, just to be like extra, because it was so theatrical.
Yeah,
and
I know. I
stupid.
thought he was going to blow it out and be like, well, that's them taken care of.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
you worry, leave it with me kind of thing. Which he more, I mean, he
That
didn't.
was that's the first mistake of the season.
They tried to edit it as if the girls were like eavesdropping.
Yeah.
And that he was doing it almost to like cover up what they were talking about. But I mean, it would have been, if they could hear, they
Yeah.
still would have been very obvious.
Yeah,
But I
true.
loved it. I loved it. It would have been great if he had pulled out like a black rose and crumbled it over.
Yeah.
I think just like putting his hand over it, like getting burned,
Getting
but
burned.
just being like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
worth it.
worth it.
So then he takes Kat aside and confronts her about being a bitch, basically.
But I feel like that wasn't a successful scene. Like it was electric, but she didn't confess to anything. She wasn't responsible for anything to do with Tennille, really.
No.
And it felt like there was some sort of subtext. There was like a thing that had happened or information that had been conveyed to him off camera that we weren't privy to that just meant that it didn't quite land.
Yeah, like her name kept coming up. I feel like that was just him referencing the edits that we've seen rather than information he has actually heard from other girls. But I think they would have done a better job if they'd got rid of Romy. Like
Yeah.
directly
Yeah,
off the back of
agree,
Tennille.
agree.
Then Tennille talks to him. He takes Romy aside because Romy definitely would have had an emotional reaction to that.
Yeah.
And then Kat would have flipped out
But
more
Kat-
dramatically
Yes.
than Romy did.
And Kat said that on the project, like last night, that she would have stayed on the show had Romy been thrown off. So that was just basically a production error.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Romy then walked.
Because it was all Romy. The Tennille thing was all Romy,
Yeah.
wasn't
Totally.
Anyway,
totally.
hindsight.
it? Now they're all
But
gone.
it is a terrible. It's like a huge swing for the show. That
Because now there's no mean girls. I mean, there's Alicia, but she's nothing.
no,
like-
Alicia's gone.
Oh,
She's
yes,
gone.
because Romy stayed. That's right. Romy stayed, but she chose to leave of her own accord.
And I thought
Yeah.
they'd take the rose offer and offer it to
No,
one of
but
Alicia
yeah.
or Comic Relief, Brittany. But
And who do you think they should have given it to?
Brittany.
Of course.
Obviously.
It's party in her mind.
Bring back Brittany.
Rock it out.
So yeah, Romy was really drunk, by the way. Like when she
Yeah.
was standing
I thought she
near
was
her,
as
like
well.
the way she was holding herself, and she was just sort of.
Her
a bit
face
She,
looked
silly.
boozy.
looked absolutely shattered.
She would have been so
But it
great.
might have been like 3 a.m.
It definitely was.
It
Because that stuff would have been
definitely
hard
was.
to set up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. We lost Kat, Romy, Alicia, and
It was a red wedding.
Brittany.
We've lost a lot of narrators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alicia and Kat were doing the
Who
So
was gonna
it
tell us
might
what's
go
going
through
on?
a little bit of a boring patch now, which tends to happen where you get the middle section once all the drama people leave,
Yeah.
then you get the middle section, which is they tend to start travelling and doing all their promo work, and then it gets down to the final few, and that's when it gets interesting.
where
again.
is the drama going to be?
Well,
It's not so lovely.
Brooke's about to
But
reveal.
Cass is almost like comic relief now.
Brooke's about to reveal something big,
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
but I
What
don't
do we
know.
think it is? I think she killed someone.
Well, no, but I know her mother killed herself, didn't she? Her mother. So I
Oh,
wondered if
okay.
it might be that, but
Because she's
I
got
don't
that
know.
scar. I was thinking maybe she killed someone drunk driving in a car.
Oh
Maybe
my
on
gosh,
purpose.
that's
Unfortunate.
dark.
No, I took it dark.
I don't know if her mother killed herself. By the way, someone told me that.
Okay. That's
So
good.
allegedly, I don't know.
There's
It's
no way to
awful.
find out.
I'll Google that. Yeah. So we'll,
So it's
we'll
not a
we'll hang
kid?
in there.
Is it a kid?
It can't be a kid.
It could be a kid.
No, she's not.
Well, she's 23.
She could be.
But it feels like quite late to be revealing a kid.
Yeah.
Especially someone as...
Maybe she's adopted it out. That wouldn't be
What-
too late.
what
to
about the
reveal.
Maybe she's a
Scar,
twin. Oh,
Come
no,
on,
that's
the
fine.
scar... You guys are missing... She ate the twin in the womb.
Maybe she was a conjoined twin, and the scar is from where her little twin was. Yeah.
Something to do with the scar. I'll tell you what.
Genuinely shocked by the fake story.
Hey, who do you reckon final two? Because I think we
Brooke
stayed
and
different. Brooke
Brittany.
and Brittany.
Brittany. Yeah.
Okay.
I miss Shannon. What's happened to Shannon?
Shannon's just disappeared, eh?
She's great. She'll be back. She'll be back.
I also think Dark Horse Emily. I feel like Emily's got like hella brains and...
I really
you know?
like Emily.
Yeah, me too.
She's come
she's
into the
real
piece too
rare.
late, though. I feel like they've brought her in too late. Like in terms of the edit, for her to be the winner, she would have been
She's
shown.
not going to be
a
the
lot-
winner,
a
but I
lot-
think she's going to go
Right.
quite... Like it's going to
Top
break his
three?
heart.
Right. Okay, so Bachelor in Paradise, Geordie. So it's actually finished up this week.
The whole thing?
Yeah, like they did a surprise. Chris Harrison was like, "Surprise, you last night," which is fucked. But anyway, so Geordie, did he walk away with love? Do you think?
Don't spoil
I
it.
don't know.
What do you mean? Don't spoil it. It's
Let's spoil it.
that's what, but it's not.
Spoil it.
It's not. Oh, because you want to watch it. You mean?
Yeah, but
But mate, this is like people watch the TV shows and then listen to our podcast to get our take on
not
it.
necessarily in that order.
Well,
But we
okay,
haven't watched this.
just okay. Do you guys want to block your ears? And I'll just talk to myself. Monopod.
Yeah, great idea.
Okay. So for those
Hold
who,
on.
hang
How
on.
long is this going to take?
Give us the signal when she's done.
Okay, for a start, Duncan's wearing a terrible T-shirt
don't do
today.
that.
But secondly,
Oh, I can hear.
oh, can you? Did
No,
you
keep
hear
going.
me? Okay.
I'll block it.
Do what Duncan's doing and like
Okay, here.
vibrate your
I
ears.
just got to push it in and out.
Okay, I didn't watch it either, but apparently Geordie and Cassandra were forced to evaluate where their relationship was at. And he dumped her, pretty much, which is crazy because
So boring.
that's probably as good as Geordie's ever going to get, right? Or does he just want to keep riding the batch train all the way to...
Where else can he go?
I don't know. Bachelor summer camp?
They've got to start, yeah. They've got to resurrect Bachelor Pad.
Anyway, that was very scandalous, guys.
Oh, wow, I'm
I
excited.
missed
It's not.
So this is on TVNZ On Demand?
Yes,
tonight.
it's all
Oh,
there.
well, it's
all there.
yesterday,
Well,
yesterday night.
Yeah, whatever.
Yesterday night.
Especially if you're listening to this about 6 months in advance. That's good. And that's it for Reality Check. Fan of the week this week. I'm just going to resurrect that just for a second. Lucy Kelly, who's in, she's a cornie. She's in the corner. She went to something at the university where Susie Cato was, Susie and Matt, and they did a dance. And then Susie gave her a lift to the bus stop.
Oh my
Whoa.
Isn't that amazing?
How?
So Lucy Kelly, congratulations
Cool.
for winning over Susie. And some Nando's coming your way if you give us a wee DM.
Yes. That's incredible.
By Jane.
What?
Well,
oh,
because I'm
we have
really
to-
bad at it.
we have to talk about this after. It's admin. The Hosking's not up to much. Things have gotten pretty uninteresting since.
Apparently,
Kate-
Mike Hosking said on the radio this morning that climate change is good for the economy because
good,
people
yeah.
buy cold beers and they need to buy T-shirts or something.
They need to buy T-shirts.
Yeah, to keep cool.
That's good. Wow,
I hadn't even thought about that.
give the man a microphone. Yeah, social media is quite a public place, and Kate's just realised that and realised that things she posts publicly public. And so she's being a bit coy when it comes to posting. But she's slowly making her way back in there, but it's all just photos at the moment with like filters, bunny filters and that sort of thing.
Classic of the genre.
And I think...
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know. I'll never forget you.
Like and subscribe.
Just quickly, back to the cornies. This crazy thing is happening on the internet.
Yeah.
You're so excited.
I am excited. So I've entered to be a brand rep for this kids company to so that they'll give me some free
I
stuff
saw that.
for me to like show on my Instagram.
Put a like on it.
Yeah,
I gave it a like. I gave it a like.
Thank you. And some cornies did, and they went in there and they said their piece, and then just left a little corn emoji.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Isn't that the best?
The children of the corn.
They are the children of the corn, and I know that they probably give absolutely no shits about me trying to flog kid stuff on the internet, but they'll support me regardless, and they're just showing me I'm from the corner.
Corn army.
It's
It's
amazing.
like a poon army, but a corn army.
Way better, like corny poo. Corny poo.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Anyway,
That's disgusting.
Max Key corner. Speaking of corners, in Max Key corner, just Max and his abdominal muscles all over the internet.
Really?
Oh, are they?
What do you mean, really?
On Instagram.
Girls are gays?
Yeah,
Um,
geese.
Madeline Chapman
Oh, true.
saw Max Key walking Cairo the Pomsky in, where was it? Downtown, I think. Cairo the Pomsky is so much smaller than
Yeah.
There he is. He's
one
big.
expects. Yeah.
He's a tiny
It's a
wee thing.
tiny for a husky. Is it right for a husky to be squashed into that body?
He's a husky Pomeranian, isn't he?
How
Are
does
you
that
talking
work?
about Max's body or his own body? Because he's been quite squashed into.
For one, are abs supposed to be in line with each other, or do they alternate? Because his alternate.
You can,
tell you.
there's lots
Either
of
way.
different
Oh, okay.
versions.
But he's really into his abs at the moment. The last two shots have been him topless, and this one's captured.
It's quite a weird look.
It's him with Kyra, and Kyra's giving like crazy eyes at the camera. And the caption is, "How good are clean sheets?" I
But
mean,
you can't even see the sheets.
pretty
Why
good.
does he have that weird blue pillow?
I mean,
Is
it's
he
an
one of those
accent
guys
pillow.
who has like any old pillowcase, you know?
It's definitely an any old pillowcase. That's the one that he doesn't want to get his hair product on. You know, because if he sleeps
At
on one of those
best.
light
It could
cream
be for
ones,
the Pomsky.
could be for the Pomsky. Also, I can't figure out which way his bed linen's going, because it looks
He's
like
definitely got a waffle duvet.
is that waffle?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. What? But then there's another duvet. There's another texture
Do
going
you reckon he's
there.
got like multiple duvets?
There's a lot of things going on in this picture, but most of them are his abdominal muscles, and he definitely shaves his chest.
He definitely
And
does.
he's got a few little ingrown hair things happening there.
Everyone shows their chest. Nick shows
Not
his
me.
chest.
I don't
for
yet.
sure.
Not yet. So,
Yeah.
thank you very much for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Alice, for recording. Thank you, Nando's, for just all of it, everything.
Thank you, Nando,
For
so
being the
much.
best eatery on Lincoln Road, officially.
Michelin star.
And yeah, thanks to the children of the corn.
Thank you, Jane.
You're welcome.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Grieve, founder of The Spin-Off. You can help us keep all of The Spin-Off's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.